I recently found myself in a situation that revealed the shocking truth about my girlfriend, Anna. It all began, innocuously enough, with her boasting about something, and I couldn't help but think how oblivious she was. At my surprise birthday party, I decided to confront the deception. I stood up and declared, "The real surprise is that she's cheating with Steve." In that moment, I unveiled the photographs that proved my claim. Chaos ensued as Anna scrambled to justify her actions, while Steve discreetly slipped out the back door. Just 3 weeks ago, my life seemed perfectly aligned. I'm 29 years old, working in a fulfilling marketing job, surrounded by a close-knit group of friends, and in a committed relationship with Anna, who is 26. We had been together for 3 years, sharing a home for the last year, and I was even contemplating engagement. I had always prided myself on being organized and dependable, traits that Anna admired, referring to me as her rock. Little did I know, my predictability made me an easy target for her betrayal. The realization of her infidelity did not strike me all at once. Rather, it crept in slowly, fueled by an unsettling sense of doubt. I began noticing late nights at work that didn't quite add up, an unusual possessiveness over her phone, and an unfamiliar fragrance lingering on her clothes. Despite my instincts, I chose to dismiss these signs as paranoia. The tipping point occurred 2 weeks before my 30th birthday, while Anna showered. Her iPad, synced with her phone, lit up with a notification from a name that sent chills down my spine. Justin. The message preview was filled with heart emojis, and against my better judgment, I picked up the device to discover a torrent of deceit. I unearthed months of explicit conversations detailing their rendezvous, mocking my predictability, and discussing their future together without me. Justin, 29, was not a stranger. He was one of my oldest friends, and I had envisioned him as a groomsman at my forthcoming wedding. The initial wave of rage surged within me, compelling me to confront Anna immediately. However, I quickly opted for a more calculated approach. An impulsive outburst would only grant them power over me, leading to an emotional explosion devoid of resolution. Instead, I decided to gather evidence for a more strategic confrontation. Over the following 2 weeks, I maintained the facade of a devoted boyfriend while secretly acting as an investigator. I meticulously documented every incriminating conversation and recalled a photo from a friend that captured Anna and Justin looking excessively comfortable together outside a bar. I even filed a request for security footage from our building's management, presenting it as a concern about unauthorized access to my apartment. After navigating the bureaucratic process, I obtained a time-stamped image of Anna and Justin entering the elevator together on a day I was away for work. I stumbled upon the details of my surprise party through an email she had left open, the irony of which was painfully palpable. The night of the celebration arrived, and although I was a bundle of nerves internally, I projected an air of composure. Our apartment buzzed with friends and family, and I watched as Justin entered, greeting me with an insincere smile and an expensive whiskey. I fought the urge to confront him, offering only a polite smile in return. As the evening unfolded, I passed by our bedroom and overheard Anna speaking to her best friend Helen. The conversation confirmed my worst fears. "He's so clueless," Anna whispered smugly. "Honestly, sometimes I feel bad. He believes everything I say. It's like taking candy from a baby." Helen's response was muffled, but Anna continued, "Oh, don't give me that look. I'm not going to leave him. He's stable. He's good for me. Justin is just for fun." A little excitement on the side. This revelation solidified my resolve. When Anna gathered everyone to give a toast, her words dripped with hypocrisy as she praised me, declaring her love and appreciation. It was the perfect moment for my revelation. As she concluded her speech with a heartfelt "Happy birthday, baby. I love you so much," I stood up, ready to address the room, fully aware of the faces that surrounded me, my friends, my family, and hers. It was time to unveil the truth. My gaze fell upon Anna as I addressed the room. "Thank you everyone for being here," I began, my voice remarkably steady despite the turmoil inside me. "And thank you Anna for this surprise party. It has been quite an enlightening few weeks." I noticed a flicker of confusion cross her face. "Good. You see," I continued, "the biggest surprise isn't this gathering. The real shock is that I discovered Anna has been cheating on me for months with Justin." A collective gasp rippled through the crowd, heads turning between Anna, who had turned ghostly pale, and Justin, whose expression resembled that of someone struck by a stun gun. "I understand this is a serious allegation," I said, raising my hand for emphasis. "But as Anna knows, I am a planner. I like to have evidence. I produced my phone, and the bright, cheerful slideshow on the new smart TV mounted on the wall abruptly went dark. Moments later, my phone's screen mirrored onto it. I opened a folder labeled Party Favors in my photo gallery. First came the text messages, clear and undeniable on the 65-inch display. Next, a photo of them kissing outside a bar. Finally, the high-resolution security still of them entering the elevator together, his arm wrapped around her waist, with the date and time glaring in the corner. The room fell into a heavy silence. I could hear a glass drop, shattering the stillness as Anna stood frozen, mouth agape, her carefully constructed facade crumbling before her eyes. Her parents looked on in horror, disbelief etched across their faces. Satisfied that I had made my point, I turned and walked back to our bedroom, locking the door behind me. The chaos outside erupted into shouts and tears, the sounds of a celebration disintegrating into turmoil. Through my window, I caught a glimpse of Justin hastily exiting through the back door like the coward he was. I sat at the edge of my bed, the adrenaline gradually dissipating and leaving me feeling hollow. I had won this battle, but it hardly felt like a victory. Update 1. First and foremost, I want to express my gratitude for all the support. Reading your comments has been an unexpected source of comfort. The past few days have been overwhelming. On the night of the party, I remained in my room until the last guest departed. At one point, Anna's father knocked on my door, simply saying, "I'm so sorry, son." I didn't know how to respond, so I just murmured, "Thanks." When I finally emerged, Anna was gone, having left her tea on the counter. The next morning, my phone blew up with texts and emails from her, a deluge of accusations. She labeled me a calculating monster, claiming that I had set her up. She insisted that her affair with Justin was a mistake and that my predictability had driven her to it. The mental gymnastics she employed were truly impressive. I promptly blocked her number and set her emails to auto-delete. Justin left a pathetic voicemail, saying, "Dude, I'm so sorry. She told me you guys were basically over." I deleted it and blocked him as well. The real drama began on Monday. Anna contacted our landlord, sobbing, claiming I had thrown her out illegally. The landlord, who knows I'm the primary leaseholder and cover 80% of the bills, informed her it was a domestic issue and advised her not to reach out again. Then, the entitlement kicked in. She emailed me from a new address with a list of demands, including the old TV I had purchased, the high-end espresso machine, a gift from my parents, and half of my art collection. As if that wasn't enough, she insisted that I cover her moving expenses and the security deposit on a new apartment, claiming she was homeless due to my so-called cruel actions. In response, I crafted a single communication: "All your personal belongings that you purchased are packed. You have 48 hours to arrange a time to collect them with a police escort present. Any items not retrieved will be disposed of. Regarding your financial demands, I suggest you consult with Justin." Yesterday, I received a text from Helen, Anna's supposed best friend. She profusely apologized, admitting she had her suspicions but had chosen to believe Anna's denials. She described the scene at the party as horrifying but necessary. Additionally, she informed me that Anna was spinning a narrative that I was controlling and had fabricated the evidence. Yet, the people who matter know me and understand the truth. I feel drained but also strangely clear-headed. The fog has lifted, and Anna is scheduled to pick up her belongings tomorrow. I had arranged for a police escort and 2 of my closest friends to be present during Anna's pickup. I sensed that her entitlement would only escalate, but I was prepared. After all, I was a planner. Update 2. The day of the great stuff. Apocalypse arrived, and it turned out to be even more chaotic than I had anticipated. Anna showed up an hour late, accompanied by her mother, Pamela, and astonished Justin. The audacity of it all took my breath away. As planned, 2 police officers and my friends, Stephen and Jonathan, stood by my side. I had meticulously packed all of Anna's belongings into boxes, complete with a printed inventory list and receipts for every major item in the apartment. The moment Anna walked in, she sneered, "Is that it? Where's the rest of my stuff?" Pamela immediately pointed to the TV, declaring, "That beautiful television is as much hers as it is yours." I calmly replied, pulling the receipt from my folder, "Actually, Pamela, it's not." Anna's face flushed with anger. "You're being petty. We were building a life together." Justin found his voice, interjecting, "Come on, man. Don't be like this. It's the least you can do." I turned to him, incredulous. "Justin, The fact that you're standing in my apartment is astounding. You have zero say in this. Get out of my home." The officers stepped forward, prompting Justin to retreat into the hallway. The confrontation escalated until Anna began to cry, producing crocodile tears. She then unwrapped a designer handbag I had gifted her, revealing an envelope I had placed inside. It contained an itemized invoice for her share of the rent and utilities for the past 6 months, the duration of her affair. The total came to just over $8,000. At the bottom, I had written, "Since we believe everything is shared, here is your outstanding contribution. Please remit payment. Alternatively, you can forward this to Justin. I'm sure he'd be happy to cover the costs of his fun." The silence that followed was deafening. Anna's face went from red to a clammy white, and Pamela snatched the paper from her, her eyes wide with disbelief. "You can't be serious," she whispered. "Entirely," I replied calmly. "If you want to take me to court over the TV, I will gladly countersue for this amount." That was the breaking point. Anna shrieked, hurled the handbag at me, and stormed out. Pamela followed suit, tossing the invoice to the ground and slamming the door behind her. The officers left, one of them giving me an approving nod. My friends and I disposed of her boxers, and while it felt satisfying, I knew the battle was far from over. Update 3. Following the humiliation of moving day, Anna and her mother resorted to professional attacks. Last week, my boss Larry called me into his office. He had received an anonymous email claiming I was unstable, vindictive, and a liability, a narrative crafted by Anna, weaponized against me. "Larry," I said calmly, anticipating this very moment. I slid a portfolio across his desk, containing everything: the texts, Helen's affidavit, the security footage documentation, the invoice, and printouts of Anna's abusive emails. Larry examined the materials, his expression turning grave. "I'm so sorry you're going through this," he said. "This is an incredible level of maliciousness. I will forward this to HR. Your record here is spotless, and it will remain that way." Relieved, I knew I wasn't finished. They had attempted to tarnish my livelihood, and my response had to be decisive. Justin worked in sales for a major competitor, a company that prioritized its public image and integrity. He was up for a significant promotion to regional director, and I decided to take action. I found the names of his supervisor and department head on LinkedIn and drafted a professional email. The subject line read, "Information regarding employee Justin." I introduced myself and stated that I did not intend to meddle in their affairs but had recently been the target of a coordinated harassment campaign involving one of their employees. I highlighted Justin's behavior as indicative of a profound lack of judgment and integrity, which I felt might be relevant for a senior leadership position. I attached the same portfolio of evidence I had shared with my boss, presenting the cold, hard facts of a coordinated attack on my character. After hitting send, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. Final update: it has been 6 months since that tumultuous period, and the storm has finally passed. I can breathe again. The email to Justin's company had repercussions. While he wasn't fired, he was denied the promotion. The documented evidence of his involvement in the harassment campaign rendered him an unsuitable candidate for a leadership role. His career there is now in jeopardy, and he must confront the consequences of his actions daily. Anna faced similar repercussions. A colleague who attended the party reported her vitriolic, slanderous posts about me to their HR department. They deemed her conduct unprofessional and reflective of poor judgment, resulting in her termination. The relationship built on deceit between Anna and Justin unraveled spectacularly. I heard they had a public argument, each blaming the other for their ruined lives before ultimately breaking up. Anna has since moved back in with her parents. A few months ago, her father reached out to me, apologizing profusely and offering to pay for a moving company to assist my transition. I appreciated the gesture but declined, feeling that his apology was sufficient. As for me, the last 6 months have been a blur of lawyers, agents, and packing tape. I finally closed on the sale of my old apartment last month. The market had been slow, but it was completed. I just moved into a lovely rental house in a different part of the city, a fresh start. Purchasing my own place will come later when I feel ready. Some days are still challenging. Betrayal leaves deep scars. However, I'm in therapy, working through the emotions. I'm focusing on my career and my friends. The other night, as I sat on the floor of my new living room, enjoying pizza straight from the box, I felt a sense of calm wash over me, neither happy nor sad, just the tranquility of a battle finally coming to an end. The board is clear, and for the first time in a long while, I am playing my own game again.